you maybe know, he's got an agronomy job working for a company that you know, applies fertilizers, chemicals, lime, you know, all that type of stuff, and it's in very high demand right now. It has to be pretty serious before you can get off work with something like that. So anyhow, he asked us to maybe put a video or so together, and something he'll probably have to edit in the, you know, late in the evening or something when he gets a chance. But I'll explain a little bit, a little while here, what we're up to. I got Owen up checking the heifers and the electric fence that splits our permanent pasture from my hayfield pasture, which once the first cutting is made there, then we take out the electric and the milk cows get to have whatever grows back the rest of the season there. So he's just checking electric, making sure it's up, that the deer don't have it knocked down or partly down, just preventing. And then he's gonna do a head count on our heifers and dry cows up there, and one that might be getting a little bit closer, just to make sure that she's okay yet. I'll probably have to get her down here in a few more days, but anyway. You guys are kind of falling over there. Well, even a crooked video is better than none. In making these videos, I mean, we gotta still focus on what we're doing. And, you know, sometimes you gotta move the camera around, so if you're gonna do a video, you gotta make sure you get what you need to see. Trying to illustrate how things really are. I think this stuff is great for like promoting dairy and how we care for our animals, and it seems like the general public wants to know everything, and I think this is a great way to show it. Got to make sure that latch is in right. Sometimes these auto latches, they get, maybe if you bump them, see how this opens like that, and if this part here gets bumped, like with the tractor or bobcat or something, it kind of binds a little bit, and you have to be sure that actually, even though it might jump up on there, it may not click in, which could be a big mess. This is probably the worst gate to be unlatched by itself, because the whole herd comes in here before milking time, and if they get out here, they're all going into the yard and into the lawn and make a big mess, probably more than anything. So enough of that. Looks like here we need a little mineral, so that keeps falling out. That's actually a spacer. There was two of them in here, but I don't know, they must bump them out. Yeah, we got one up there yet, but I think it's still okay the way it's been working. Anyway, so enough of that. So what the plan is here today, so we took up a bunch of cattle to pasture. These guys are just about breeding size. I got to look in my records again. There's a couple in here that probably could actually go with our bull again, because we did move some heifers up just a few days ago, some more. So we only got like, what do we got over here? 6. These guys aren't still quite confirmed bred yet, so I just want to leave them home. I don't know if that little bull can get them there. I see something's going on. I'll have to keep an eye on that. That could be nothing, could be something. But if he's not able to get something done, I just artificially inseminate, I guess. It still gets done. So I just want to be sure that's done. And then, so what the plan is, and I'm waiting for Owen to come back because I want him to help me with this, but this area right in here is going to be hay and cornstalk bedding. So we're going to put a petition in, because these groups will not need this whole area for the summer. And I'm going to go get those wagons in the other shed. We got 2 cornstalk or chopper wagons loaded that got to get emptied here and pushed up into a pile for summer bedding. And then I think I got 3 or 4 different wagons with cornstalk round bales on them that we're gonna make like a wall of bales. And so then later in the summer, we're gonna pile in some hay in here so that we can, this will be our hay reservoir for the summer for these cattle that are here. And then there's some heifers in that barn. We'll be bringing some of them up here too, simply because there's just more room up here. and to get that barn thinned out a little bit more. They're not of age yet, but there's going to be that petition between the bull and the ones that aren't able to be bred yet anyway. So we're going to be able to, and we won't have to clean them as often and all that if they just have more space up here. You know, this is just a bigger, more open area for the summer. So that's our plan. So when Owen gets back, we're going to be doing some of that. In the meantime, I got to scrape the manure out of the alley here because we're going to be driving through here. And I think I hear Owen coming back. You know, we're going to have to watch this guy. He's young yet, but I've seen him playing with the salt feeder. He was kind of having his way with that. So kind of hoping he doesn't get nasty at a young age, because it happens. You don't know, bulls are unpredictable. Typically the first year they're pretty good, kind of scaredy things, and they're not sure of themselves yet, so they kind of tuck their tail a little bit.
There's a bagged heifer in pasture, 529.
She by herself?
No.
She's good?
She's with the cows. There's a group of heifers and there's a group of cows.
All there?
25, right?
Yep, 25. So we got to get these guys off on the side here. Yeah, my wife picked out this bull. We had a couple different ones we were kind of eyeing on, and he was a little bit smaller than a more just a regular black and white Holstein was, but I think that's his going to be a stature, more petite, and he's supposed to be polled, which means polled means he carries a trait that where his daughters won't grow horns. Now I don't believe they're all going to be like that, but he may have some, you know, because that isn't 100%, but he does carry that polled trait, and that's what they call it. So it kind of, I don't know what the downside to it is. If it's probably hard to get better production out of those type necessarily, but his mother's a really sharp looking cow, so I have confidence. And he won't be breeding everything, you know. He's just going to breed the heifers and maybe not even all of them. And once in a while a cow that doesn't want to stay pregnant or something like that. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and that goes with all kinds of things around here. You just got to have several options, keep things working. Owen's going to go down and get a load of that corn stalk with the 686. When you get down there, open both the front and the back door wide open, because it's a nice air drying day today, because we're going to be moving all kinds of stuff around later on. But just if there's something in the way, pull it outside. But I think there's a full chopper box in the front door, so bring that up here, and then the next time we'll go down with 2 tractors and get a couple things when we put that one back.
Yeah, it sure is a beautiful day. It's like 60 degrees out and
in
sunny.
the meantime, I'll be cleaning this up.
Yep. So I'm just gonna be going down because I'm not gonna be doing much here, and just be quicker if I went down right away. I'm gonna go open the back door now. We keep all our machinery that we use mainly for cropping in this shed because we don't really need it for half the year. So my dad brought round bales and I brought a chopper box full of corn stalks. Now I'm gonna go get another load.
Do you have any idea how we're gonna get those bales out of that wagon? We got a strategic plan, so you guys will have to be stewing on it till we get to it. So you're gonna go back with the M-TA and go. I moved this one out of the way so you can back in the back door. and bring that one up like he did this one. And I'll start unloading this one. So we got those 6 off that wagon. And the thing is, it's kind of difficult to pierce them from the side. Usually from the ends works better, but then they don't stack from the ends. So it's never quite the ideal tool. I mean, I could use the grapple, but then it kind of rips the netting sometimes. You don't want those things falling apart before you get them where you need them. So I'll show you down here what we did. We didn't film it, but we used this 2x10 or 2x8 oak, but I was even like a 4x4 or something, so we just came back here with the bobcat and pushed through the bars and pushed the bales forward, so then I could reach them off the end gate. So what we got to do, we got to check the air pressure, grease up a little bit, because these wagons are going to go back to the shed to be ready for haying, and we're going to go fetch up some more. I unloaded some straw. Had a couple round bales piled up in this wagon too, but we're just kind of emptying all our wagons before hay time. Gotta grease up, blow out those chopper boxes, and check their air pressure in the tires and all that. We're gonna go through all that. So when it's hay time, we just kind of go, you know. So I'm just gonna back them in the shed in the alley there and ready to pull out. And then here we got all these guys back in. And what we did here, Got our 2 loads of corn stalks up in there. Got a bunch of round bales stacked here. And we put this petition in, and I'm hoping they'll leave them round bales alone enough to. So what we'll do here is some of this bedding will get used up, some of the loose stuff, and then we'll be piling hay in here. We can pull right under this overhang with the bale racks and toss it right in. And sometimes we'll take out a rung or so you can toss the little squares. Just feed it. This will probably be gone by October or November anyway, when we need more room for the heifers coming off pasture. So that's the plan. We'll get this wagon back down to that new shed and get that put away and start working on those chopper wagons. But I think we're gonna wait till after we get our hay chopped before we dig these out of here, because then what I do is I put the chopper boxes in over here, line them up, and all the bale racks go in the alley here. That's kind of how we do things around here. Rearrange a bunch of stuff. Got to get some of my hay machinery out here. Maybe next week, so we're gonna work on a little of that. It's supposed to be real nice for a while. So we're gonna head back and get those chopper boxes straightened up. See, so you got these your camera someplace. I'm gonna put you guys upside down here. Okay, you see these Zerks here? It's like you got to turn the pole to get to them. They're kind of important. Now there's certain Zerks that ain't quite as critical as others, but at least once a year we got to go through all this stuff. And then if there's a bearing out or something, even the tires, I noticed on the other side there's some kind of crack on the inside, and we do got spares for this stuff, so we're aware of it. So maybe we'll be checking it from time to time as we're using things. So anyway, then I'm gonna check all the air pressure in the tires, and I usually like to put maybe 40 in them. I don't know, something like that. And backs ain't quite as critical, being there's tandems back there as these fronts. You could tip a wagon over with a low tire, and you won't know it's low until you put a load on. So we're working on that.